Hey everybody. So we're gonna work on the Ranger. We're getting closer and closer. Okay, yeah, it's a mess. I've been wiring. Whew. So I'm gonna throw this all back together. So I figured I'd record because I want to be able to start looming this and start securing my wiring because I want to fire this today. I'm going to button up the wiring-ish, kinda. I mean, I took most of it out. I didn't record it, but I chopped the majority of everything out. The ECU has no wires going to it. That's just sitting in there for a plug now. So I'm trying to make everything look factory on it. Well, obviously that's not going to look factory, but I could have used the Ranger airbox. It would have been weird, and this wouldn't have really made that corner. I had the airbox on and it was like, nah, couldn't quite make it though. But that elbow off the Ranger fits perfectly with this cold air intake from the Jungle website. This is a really janky, flimsy, stupid, kinked up China rubber hose that is probably going to get thrown away, but the rest of it works pretty good. Filter looks like it'll be okay for now. Obviously when it gets dirty I'll replace it with a good quality air cleaner, but I just want something on now so you're not sucking everything in and chewing it up through the turbo. This plate will come off because I don't need the airbox mounted there now, so I'll have a little bit extra room in here. This is just sitting there because I need a new one, because guessing it's the squirrels chewed the whole cover on there. Why they wanted the windshield washer fluid, who knows. But let's go on this. And oh yeah, I got the, whoops, knocking all my crap everywhere. Do have to do the vacuum kill on it still. So for now I'll just have to kill it with that. The vacuum kill is not hooked up. That's why I'm doing all this. This sending unit's supposed to be here today, so that's why I'm going to throw all this together and hopefully I can fire it. So enough jibber jabber, flappy flap flap. Radiator in. I painted this up, but it's not super pretty. It'll be alright though. Doesn't need to be super pretty. Ugh. I should have cleaned up some of this mess.
1 week later.
Not race car fancy, but it'll be alright. We do need the long ends for the radiator. It would be so much easier if I had a workbench. Even if I just got all the crap cleaned off there, that would help. I like how it doesn't move when you pop it. That makes me feel a little better. Cheat and go through the inside maybe. Yep. It's a little easier. Yeah, a couple more lock washers. Do have nylock nuts too I could be using. This is going to be the fun hose right here. Trying to get this that goes this way over here and onto there. But I got a plan. Chop. And with the chop this one, turn it down. Something. We'll get it. The spacing's a little bit better, and still looks really good in there. It doesn't look like it's, well, yeah, it's tight. Front end's back together. And you can throw this on and get it out of the way. I gotta hack this out to be able to fit the fan on there. I can set it on there for now. Suppose I should have checked that before I ran them in, but they're fine. Everything clears. Okay. Should be able to chop most of this out of there. Just leave enough in here for some support. Should be able to almost just chop right in on that line. You don't need much. You're just holding the grill insert here is all. So now you can work on, okay. It's okay if I pull it over, don't I? It's a kink. That should be fine. Okay. These are off of a Bronco. Bunch of different things. The only reason I got them is because you got a 90 preform 90, and they were, there's the part number. They were pretty cheap, and it's inch and a half. That's why I got them. This wasn't very cheap, but inch and a half ID both ends, 30 inches long. So we're going to come from the bottom, shoot across, see if we can't couple that on there. Oh yeah, money. Look at that. Alright, I gotta get a hose clamp on there. It's got a little bit of a natural bend, we'll send it that way. It must be on there. Yeah. There's the ridge. Yep. Okay. I don't need much. Just a little chunk of a 90. And then that number. If I can't see, I know you can't see. Seat ties. I don't know if I got any bigger ones in here or not. Probably not. Oh, that's wrong. I do. It's not that big. I got other ties for that too. That's just temporary. Okay. Okay, so here's a 90. So here's my idea. Something like that. And then I have to turn this, so I'll have to cut it so I can turn it. and then just plug that right into the bottom of there. That's a little better. Can't really shorten it up very much because it's already pretty much as short as you can get it. It'll be close if I can hold that tight like that and tighten that down. It'll be alright. Should push the air into the radiator if there is any air, because the highest point is still the radiator, so it should push air up through there and out. Now I just need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hose clamps, and we can start this thing and that sensor. So I'm gonna go take a walk and see if it's in the mailbox.
24 hours later.
Alright, so I'm gonna be bouncing around here doing all kinds of things. Gotta do wiring still, and I finally got the right hose clamps. For some reason my count was off. That one's gonna be a bugger to get in there like that, but it's easier to take it off than and try to put it all together when it's on there. This one's questionable because of where it is. I don't want the hose to rub right there on that bracket, so I'm going to try to put these so it'll be metal on metal instead of metal on rubber. Try to make sure where the tails are at so you're not reaching into something and running your hand down the end of that tail. So that's why I'm trying to have this one be out of the way from the intake. See what it looks like. And there is a little bit of daylight in there. It'll be alright. Gotta hook the original sensor, Ford sensor up, and then the other Ford sensor up for the oil pressure, temperature. But now we can throw that sensor in here for the fan switch sensor. Oh yeah, like a glove. Kind of wants to put some paste on there. Digging it over, it's sitting right there. harder than a rock. Don't like where they have that screw. Hopefully I can get that screw out of there and get it ground on there, because otherwise that switch don't work if it's not grounded. There you go, now that screw should be able to come out of there. Oh yeah. Now I gotta make up pigtail for now to come off of that. There you go. Now cooling system should be able to be filled. So that's plugged. All the hose clamps are all tight everywhere. Wish I had a pressure test so I could test it before I filled it all up. I guess I could fill it up with water and then drain it after I make sure, but don't want to do that. Okay, so there's the cooling system all done. Got to get this cleaned up so I can get a battery thrown in there so I can test all this stuff. So I'm going to work on some wiring now. Probably won't record most of that because I don't want to bore anybody to death. Then I'll get fluid in the radiator, get it off the stands, and then we'll come back and fire this thing up. So I pulled all this wiring off of here and I rewired it kind of the way that Ford does it. So I made new leads, soldered them all, heat shrunk them all, super professional, the way you should do it, the right way. And so now we're getting power to the fuse panel and stealing it straight from the battery. And this is the exciter wire, so you don't wreck anything under the dash or too much amp draw or anything. I don't think it even takes that much amps. So the exciter wire for this solenoid comes from the clutch switch, which I just pulled through the wiring harness. This is all got to get taped up and loomed up. It's a mess right now, but it will be really neat and factory looking as soon as I'm done getting everything. I want to try to get a wait to start light of some sort, whether it's a check engine light or whatever. I'm not sure. I still have to do the ELR. I don't know if it even worked in the car because it had a pretty low idle in the car. But we'll see. Otherwise you can manually adjust the idle right here. That just turns the idle up or down. This electronically kind of controls it, but then also I don't have the temperature sensors and stuff hooked up, so for like a warm idle and stuff. So I'd like to see if I could do like a high idle, like on semi trucks when you hit the cruise control and you can get a high idle out of it. I'd like to have some kind of toggle or something on the dash so I could just click it into high idle. We'll see if I can do that with this or not. Otherwise, there's other tricks you can do. You can use like there's little Ford pull solenoids and stuff that I've used for high idle on pickups before, like on my cousin's truck. It just gives it a little boot, so the idle will pick up on it. But I'm gonna put some antifreeze in here, and then proceed with what I said we're gonna do. This is, I don't know if it even says it's pre-charged or not or what, or it just says for every vehicle, 10-year, 300,000 miles. Yeah, don't do that. Probably should check underneath to make sure it's not pouring out everywhere. Pretty sure I got everything blocked off and hooked up and everything. All the clamps should be tight. We should be good. Gotta try to get that stud out of there. This torch is a piece of crap. I'm about to break out my acetylene torch in a second here. It's over there. I don't think it's warm. I have to throw a candle on it or a crayon. Should have one of the two of them somewhere. There, candle, crayon. Neither. I don't know if the tree marking crayon will do it or not. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't doubt the old ways. Wow, that worked really good. Surprisingly well. How hot is it? All of it. So don't be afraid to try heating crayons. She's terrible looking. I don't even know if a group 65 will fit, but we're gonna try. Close your eyes, don't breathe. Give her a little bit of this action. Yep. Like a glove. You just can't bolt it down, that's all. Yeah, I can bend that back. I think I can actually bolt down a group 65 in here. That's what we'll do. I'm gonna have to pick up some of these tools before I try to start this thing. It's a little flimsy. Cheap China replacement ends. You gotta get some a little bit better ones, but it'll work for now for sure. And looking for the ground right in front of my face. I should probably loosen that a little bit if I can. Yeah, I'll change that one too. Okay, where are we at? We're at picking up tools. So I'm gonna pick up tools and then I'll be right back.
The following Thursday.
Alright, the battery's pretty dead, but let's crank on her a little and see what happens. Might have to let the battery charge up a little bit.
No glow plugs. Probably gonna have to do glow plugs or starting fluid. Try a little bit further.
Down the pipe here. Just a little. Just a little. Psst. Maybe a little more. It's been sitting a little while. Just another little. Psst. Man, if that battery wasn't dead, she would probably go. I could do the Lone Wolf 2000 and then just keep giving her little spritzes, but oh, that freaking battery. She's got fuel. Pumped fuel through it, primed everything up. I'm gonna look at the wiring diagram for that glow plugs and then try to throw some heat to the glow plugs and try to start it that way. Okay, here we go. I used the meter, just wired those all together, power, and then power. So the red and the white, you go to power, all the rest of them you go to ground. You can hear the relay kick. You can hear it bog down. The charger bogs down. Don't even really think I need the key on, but key on, and we'll see what happens here. I jammed that piece of hose into the throttle linkage, so it should have a little bit of throttle. Take this, bump it on here. I don't know how long to hold it, 20 some seconds. Let it run for a little while to kind of warm up. It hadn't ran for a while. I'm scared to touch the throttle because the last time I
That's like max right there, oil pressure. See what it sounds like. We can give her some revs. I'll let it warm up for a couple more seconds here, and then we'll rev it up. Alright, that'll do it for this video. We got her all running. Everything's good. Just need to do throttle, and then got to do the fan. Once we get all that done, we can take it for a drive. It would be nice to harness up, loom up, wrap up all the wires, try to get the wait to start light working. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. One of those wires needs to go to a bulb and then to ground, so it'll ground through a bulb instead of just straight grounding. And I'm sure that's the way the wait to start works, but we'll figure that out. So if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Either way, have a great day.